Forget the swill from Burgundy and Tuscany. The best wine comes from Czech soil. Jesus Christ be praised.
What are you yelling about, Booger?
What are you doing here, Goodman?
What does it look like? I'm handing out wine from my vineyard.
You're giving it away for free?
My vineyard is new, and the folks in this town are damn stubborn. So I figured I'd pour a cask or two into them, and maybe they'd get a taste for it. What about your good self? Would you like to try it?
Sure, why not? I'm always down.
Free wine? I'd be a fool to say no to that.
My thoughts exactly, Goodman. Here you are, to your health. I'm curious what you'll think of it.
So, do I lie and say it was great? Do I tell him the truth and say I didn't really care for it? Or do I split the middle?
Well, it's not the best wine I've ever had, but it'd do at a pinch.
Forgive me, Goodman, but say no more. In VINO VERITAS, and the truth in my wine is that I'm a fool, an idiot whose wife is cuckolding him, whose children can't stand him, and even the dog pisses in his boots every morning. And my wine tastes like dog piss as well.
A lot more than I wanted to know.
Damned vineyard. If it wasn't for those fucking monks selling their wine everywhere they can, I might have a chance. But not like this.
Is there anything I could do to help you?
With the dog pissing in my boots? Well, I'm not sure. I tried sticking his snout in it, putting pepper in my boots, and nothing worked. Piss in my boots again the next morning.
I meant your business troubles.
Oh, I see. Maybe you could. If you're not from around here, that is.
No, I'm not.
Allow me to introduce myself. Caspar Rudolph, vineyard owner and a not very successful wine seller.
I'm Henry.
Maybe you could help me, Henry. I'm looking for someone who's not well known in Kuttenberg. Someone who can pretend to be someone else, if you know what I mean.
I do not know what you mean, but I am all in.
Sure, why not? If all you need is someone folk won't recognize.
The monks in Setlet's monastery make excellent wine. They call it the monastery secret. People can't get enough of it, and I can't figure out what their secret is. But I intend to find out.
Right, I understand what you want from me. But if it's a secret, it won't be easy.
No, it won't. But don't worry, I have a plan. The custodian of the monastery vineyard has a relative in town, an innkeeper called Havel. And this Havel is a real know-it-all when it comes to wine. He really likes to boast about it. If you were to pose as a sommelier who's just come back from abroad, I'm sure he'd be happy to talk to you, and maybe he'll reveal something.
Ah, all right. I don't really know anything about wine.
You want me to be smellier? I don't see how that could make a good impression on him.
Not smellier, sommelier. It's a wine expert. Just act intelligent and use some foreign words. It'll be easy. I have some books about wine at home. Maybe you could read through them. You do know how to read, right?
Yes, I know how to
thick
read.
Anyway, so it won't be hard to impress him.
All right, can you give me the book?
Book might come in handy. Can I borrow it?
When I said I have it, that wasn't
great. There's always more to it.
entirely accurate.
What's the truth then?
The book belongs to me, but I lent it to someone and she hasn't given it back yet. Miss Adleta Manlica should have it. I lent it to her during our, let's call it our friendship.
And you're married.
Which has come to an
okay.
end.
Nice.
Didn't you say you're married?
What has that to do with anything?
Oh, I'm sure your wife wouldn't mind if you asked an old girlfriend to return a book you lent her.
Oh dear. Adleta used to have rather more friends than might be expected of a respectable young woman. But her family's patience ran out, so they arranged her marriage and put an end to her dalliances. Since then, Adleta has been confined to her room and guarded like the crown jewels.
And you want me to break in?
Well, yes. Master Swordsmith Manlicher has a house in Lethlilskar Street. Adleta is either locked in her room or walks in the gardens behind the Italian court, where she is guarded by her brother. The Manlichers don't want any more problems.
All right, well, I think I can probably work something out.
It doesn't matter. I'll find a way to get the book back.
Great! Any more questions?
Do you really think Havel would just tell me the secret? You don't even know if he actually knows it. Or it might just be a rumor.
Havel really is a bit thick. Either the monks have a secret and Havel will tell you, or there's no secret and Havel will confirm it.
I'll get right on it then.
Excellent. And don't forget, making an impression is the main thing. You look like you can handle it. Good luck. Take care.
All right, so you make bad wine, but you want me to go get a book to learn about wine and then go talk to the tavern keeper. So where is this book gonna be?
Miss Adletta does not wish to be disturbed. Kindly go away.
So that's the tramp that I'm supposed to be talking to.
You have no business. Grüß dich. Was wünschst du?
I'd like to go to the gardens.
I'd like to go into the gardens. Why are you on guard here?
I'm afraid my sister is resting in the gardens and doesn't wish to be disturbed.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Ooh, I am very good at craftsman. Try to win his favor. All right.
That's a very fine sword you have, Goodman.
And so it should be. It was made by my father, a master
Hey, I just
swordsmith.
happen to know something
You can
about
tell it's
making
perfectly
swords
balanced at
myself.
first glance. I may not be able to see the blade, but the way the hilt is fitted is clearly the work of a master craftsman.
It seems you know your stuff, good man.
I'm an apprentice swordsmith.
For someone from Kuttenberg? I'm surprised I haven't seen you before.
No, my master is Martin Menschy from Prague. We're just traveling north. My master wants to deliver a piece in person.
You don't say. Master Menschy is in Kuttenberg? Do you think I could talk to him? I admire his work, and so does my father.
Yeah, sure. Go
course.
talk to this made-up
Come to the
person.
Hangman's Halter Tavern. My master will be pleased to have company.
Thanks. If you want to enter the gardens, go ahead. Just keep away from my sister. My father has forbidden her to speak to men.
Don't worry. I'll give you my word.
I
as a
don't think it's
swordsmith.
the speaking to men that your father wants her to stop doing. I mean, it does involve opening and closing something, but it's not her mouth. Hey, I want to talk to you.
Are you Miss Adletta?
That's me. And what is your name? You handsome fellow?
Henry.
A nice name. But I have to warn you, I won't be a miss for much longer. Seeing you here makes me regret that a
Okay,
little,
that's
though.
creepy.
The pleasure's all mine. I'm here on behalf of Caspar Rudolph. It's about the book he lent you.
Caspar? Oh, the poor thing got a proper hiding from my father. How is he?
His business is kind of in trouble.
His vineyards aren't bringing in much, and he's generally not doing too well. That's why I'm here, in fact. Bushek's book may not be the most precious manuscript in the world, but it'll help Caspar.
When we were friends, he gifted me that book. There was no mention of it being on loan. And now he wants it back all of a sudden?
Apparently. I mean, we could try a very hard persuasion. I've got 26.
Caspar really needs that book. I mean, I need it.
And I need an explanation. Gifts aren't meant to be taken back.
Caspar wants to find out what the monks put in their monastery wine. Havel the innkeeper might know, but he won't tell just anyone.
Havel from the Emperor Charles Tavern? What does the book have to do with it?
That's the one. I need to pose as a wine connoisseur to pry some information out of Havel. But I don't know much about wine, so I need to read the book. It sounds crazy, I know.
It sounds like the plot of a play. Typical Caspar. And now I'm to be a co-conspirator.
Okay, seems like she's into it.
I'm glad I can at least be part of this little adventure. I don't get to have much fun otherwise. Here's Caspar's book. Tell him not to give up. I'm sure his plan will work out.
Thank you, miss. I'll tell him what you said.
Farewell, Henry. Never forget me.
I probably will, but, I mean, you seem like a nice enough person. You genuinely cared. Okay, so I'm supposed to talk to the guy here at the inn, and if I'm going to be a wine connoisseur, I probably shouldn't be dressed in full gear, so I'm going to put on my fancy noble clothes and go have ourselves a chat. Let's talk.
Havel, the owner of the local inn, I assume?
That I am. How can I help you?
When I asked where I should go in this city for good wine, your inn was recommended.
You've come to the right place. You won't find better wine in this city. Have you come from far away?
Very far, Goodman. I'm Henry, and I rarely hear my name spoken in my native tongue.
You don't say. Where's the last place you were?
Uh-oh, I was in France. They make wine in France, don't they?
I travelled around France.
Wonderful. It's not often I get the chance to talk to someone so well-traveled. It'd be nice to have someone to discuss the drink of kings with.
An invitation I can't refuse. Thank you.
Well, good man, how shall we begin our tasting? Ah, I know. How about a little white to begin with?
Excellent.
You say so? A little white wine. Goes well with, stuff. He's just gonna watch me.
So, what do you say to that?
Oh dear, my drinking levels are not high enough.
Hints of vanilla. That's uncommon. And I have to say, that greenish spring colour is perfect.
You're right. A rare flavor and color tone.
Wow,
It's
how did I get away with
essentially
that?
a lighter wine. I like it because it's suitable for many occasions. When I don't know what to serve, I pull out a Moravian white. My father-in-law loves it. He'll be a blessed 70 years old this year, so I'm giving him a few casks to make his old age a little
for you.
merrier.
That's very kind of you.
There's nothing but misers in this town. They wouldn't think twice about taking their own mother's last piece of bread. I'm not like that. Do I have money? Of course. But I don't hoard it. I try to make people around me happy.
And you're treating me to this wine. You're a real Samaritan. And like it says in the Bible, you give drink to the thirsty.
Anyway, let's have a cup
Okay,
of
let's
something
try
else.
something else. What are
My
we gonna
thoughts
do
exactly.
next?
What shall we... Ah, I know. Let's
Wow,
have some
like,
red.
what other options
How
would there
about a
be?
young Blaufränkisch from Austria? Or as we call it in Bohemia, Blue Frankovka.
From you, Goodman, anything. Pour away.
All right, let's try this one and then make up some BS.
Quite a decent vintage.
All right, I hope I can pull this one off.
Oof. Rather bitter.
Bitter, yes. But it is a young wine.
All right, but the colour. It's not blue
Oh,
at all.
Henry,
More of a
Henry.
Purple.
You
That
messed
doesn't
up.
seem right.
It's not supposed to be blue. The name is a reference to it not being as red as other wines. It's more a play on words.
Ah, forgive me. I've never heard of such a wine.
Don't worry. Nobody knows everything, except for my wife. If you've traveled so widely, tell me, in France, what wine do they appreciate the most? And I don't mean what wealthy nobility think, but what true connoisseurs like you and me appreciate.
All right, so I don't really know very much about wine, to be honest here, but I do know history a little bit. And I do know that Chardonnay is a type of grape. It's not something I don't think that would have been really well known or would have been referred to as such back in the 1400s. I think they would have referred to things more from the region. Now, I know that the clarets, and like anything dealing with Bordeaux at this point would have been under English control, I think, in the early 1400s because of conflict, and it wouldn't have been ceded back to France yet. So I bet it's not really well known as like a super French wine. It would almost be known as kind of a Norman or English wine. Sauvignon, again, not a region, but more of a type of wine. I don't think they would have gone that. But Avignon was a region, and I don't know. And I think that this is the only one that I'm not really super familiar with. So I'm wondering if the Avignon was something coming from a region closer to Germany and the whole, dealing with the Holy Roman Empire and all that stuff. Is Avignon in the south? Because the south would have been a lot more commercially active at this time. All right, well, let's just go with the process of elimination. No, Chardonnay, type of grape. Claret is British, no. Sauvignon, again, it's a white wine that I think but it's not a region, right? I don't know. Avignon, this is the one that I don't really, this is the only one that kind of sticks out as being a possibility. So we're gonna go with this one.
The best is the papal vineyard in Avignon. Pope Clement V knew why he moved half of Rome to Avignon. He was a great wine lover. The style is similar to Burgundy, but a lot more refined and complex, while Burgundy is mainly drunk by...
By who?
Well, the English. They have no taste.
Well then, let's move on to the next one.
Guess I got it right.
After all that quality stuff, let's refresh ourselves with something simpler. Would you like a Hippocras?
Certainly. The better ones will go straight to our heads. And I'll admit, I do like it from time to time.
Nothing to be ashamed of. It's not easy to make a good
I bet
Hippocras. Mine has an unusual ingredient in it. Let's see if you can tell what it is.
Guess the ingredient, or I have to admit I don't know. Well, go big or stay home. Let's try it.
I don't know. I'd say it's made with love?
Of course it is. But I meant a real ingredient, not some poetic nonsense.
Well, in that case,
What? I don't get a chance?
It's not that difficult. It's mint. But there's something off about it. Doesn't it seem a bit bland to you? As though it's missing something.
Oh, it's missing. Pepper, not in a wine. Jeez, no, gross. Anise, ew, that sounds disgusting. I like ginger.
Ginger. It's missing ginger.
But of course. The cook told me they didn't have any at the market. You have a refined tongue, good man. I'll give you that.
You know me, I'm refined.
After that Hippocras, we should have something more high class. I've got a rare Hungarian wine from Eger. Very strong and very sweet.
Bring it on. This is no time for weak wine.
My thoughts exactly.
All right, bring it on, buddy. Bring it on. What are we doing here?
So what do you think? Good, isn't it?
Quite good, yeah. This is going to be hard. I have no idea what to say, but we're going to try.
Very good and very red. Besides that, it has a sort of raised taste at the end of the tongue.
Raised taste? What do you mean?
It's kind of
It's hard to
annoying.
explain.
I wish I'd have known I needed
really
these
is
skills.
very red.
Have a little more fun with
As
this.
anyone can see at first glance. What will you tell me next? That the sky is blue?
And isn't it?
I drank this particular wine from Eger at a banquet held to celebrate the new city council. Hungarian government, Hungarian wine, and Hungarian delicacies. I was so looking forward to enjoying some nice Hungarian sausages or pate, but I ended up leaving disappointed.
How so?
They started bringing out melons, apples, plums, and all sorts of other fruit. And finally, they served fish. I don't eat fish, and fruit makes me burp. So I went hungry at a feast.
I'm sorry you're disappointed, but I think they chose the food well.
Really?
I have to refer to Galen and his wisdom. Fish and fruit are foods with a cold essence. For that reason, they should all be balanced out with a warm wine, which this exquisite Hungarian surely is, because it's sweet and strong.
Very well. The fish, I can understand. It lives in the water. But fruit ripens in the sun. Why is it considered cold?
Well, it's not so much about the sun. According to Galen, fruit is cold by nature, because blood has never flowed through it.
Oh, thanks for the explanation. I've heard these rules before, but nobody explained
Yeah,
them
well,
as well
that's
as
me.
you
I'm
just
Mr.
did.
Intelligent.
No, forget Galen. I'd still rather have a nice duck patty with my red.
Ah, but of course. The main thing is what suits your palate, Goodman.
Well, that's Hungary checked off the list. What's next?
How about something local? I noticed there were vineyards in Kuttenberg.
But of course, we have vineyards and grapes from Burgundy that Emperor Charles himself had brought in. The local vintners grow some fine grapes, but they're still learning everything that comes
I
after
see.
that.
Are you about to
The
spill the
local
beans?
stuff gets diluted a lot. They flavor it with all sorts of shit, or leave it for vinegar.
Don't tell me you don't have a drop of anything local that would be worth trying.
Well, there's the
Oh,
monastery
the plot
secret.
thickens.
A wine from the Sedlets Monastery. My cousin Jerome is the custodian of the monastery vineyard.
Ah. Why is it called secret?
Taste it, and you'll see.
Apparently it must be good.
Interesting. There's no trace of any flavor that shouldn't be there. Neither honey nor spices. Just the pure taste of wine. But there is something to it. Something I don't recognize.
That's it,
Oh,
good
are you
man.
about to tell me?
Is that the secret?
Exactly. The monks add a secret ingredient to the wine.
A secret ingredient? How do you know that?
Like I said, my cousin Jerome is the custodian of the monastery vineyard, and I handle their supply. Sometimes I bring food for the workers, new barrels, tools and the like. And from time to time, I bring them a sealed crate which
A
smells
sealed crate, you say?
peculiar.
With a peculiar smell?
Jerome didn't want to tell me what's in it. But when I insisted, he told me it's some kind of incense they burn in the barrels.
Really? I've never heard of such a thing.
Neither have I. But like I said, the chest was sealed and the whole thing is shrouded in secrecy.
A real monastery secret. What should we drink next?
I'm glad you like my wine. That's
All right,
enough
so I guess
tasting
we're all
for
done.
today. After all, I've offered you everything worth trying, and now the wine is starting to
If
go
you
to
say
my
so, buddy.
head. But you're welcome to stay in my tavern as long as you like. I have to say, I really enjoyed
I'm glad
our
you
chat.
enjoyed it.
It's rare to meet someone who really understands
And you still
wine.
haven't.
I enjoyed your company a lot too. Nevertheless, I won't keep you, Goodman. And I'll bid you farewell.
Farewell. And if you decide to extend your stay in Kuttenberg, stop by for a drink again.
Definitely. God be with you.
All right. So, there is a sealed container in a crate full of a mysterious ingredient that goes into wine, and I must find out what it is.
Jesus Christ be praised.
I spoke to Havel.
And? How did it go?
Good. I had to drink a bit of wine to get some answers out of him, but I sacrificed myself for the cause.
And what did he say?
It took a while, but in the end, he told me sometimes crates of a special incense are brought to the vineyard, and they apparently burn it in the barrels.
What? Incense? And he wasn't just yanking your pizzle or too drunk?
He may have been drunk, but he was telling the truth. He doesn't know what incense it is, just that they get it delivered.
Right, and here's a small reward so you don't go around saying old Casper's ungrateful. But now I need you to look into it further. We need to find out what this special incense is for. We'll have to take a look in the vineyard and take some of that incense.
We, meaning me, right?
Of course I mean you. See how well we understand each other?
I'll do it, but I want more coin. It's a risky thing to do. What's more, it's the monastery's vineyard, and I don't want to end up on the wrong side of the church.
All right. I'll give you more, but I want you to know you're bleeding me dry as is.
I'm the one likely to actually bleed. Now tell me where to look. The vineyard is pretty big.
It's big, true. But there's a vineyard house right in the middle. The custodian lives there, as well as the workers. And it's also where all the supplies are stored. Besides, There's also a side garden where they grow new varieties of grapes. If you could manage to bring me a few seedlings, they could greatly help my own vineyard.
Where exactly is the vineyard?
A short way to the north of town. It's pretty large, you can't miss it.
How do I get in? Isn't it guarded?
The simplest thing would be to get hired as a laborer. There'll be lots of work there now that it's summer.
What if they catch me?
You have to be careful. The vineyard is closely guarded, especially at night, and thieves are punished very severely. Don't get caught.
I'm on it then.
Good luck, and take care, Henry. By the way, what about the business with the Manlikas? Did you manage to get hold of the book by Bouchek?
Yes, Miss Adletter is sweet. And she even gave me back your book. Here it is.
Ah, thanks very much. I'll try to sell it and pay off at least some of my debts.
Alright, so get some seedlings and find out the secrets. So off to the vineyard we go to get a job and find out what it is we need to know. Okay, so I need to get hired on. So I'm going to talk to the recruiter.
You there? You looking for work? We're hiring labourers
Yeah,
for
I'm
the
in.
vineyard.
Let's do it.
It's for the...
Are you hiring?
Us? Always. But don't be fooled. It's hard work. Days spent bent over in the sun. It's not for everybody. But you'll get a few groschen, something to eat, and a place to lay your head.
I'm in. Let's go.
That sounds good.
I'll tell you tomorrow. For now, go and speak to the custodian, Jerome. He'll tell you what to do. Any questions?
I understand.
I'll be going
All right,
then.
let's do it.
All right, run along. Jerome will be waiting near the winery. And remember, wine is liquid gold. So we keep everything
I'm sure
well
you
guarded.
do.
Don't worry. I don't steal.
I have to say that because we do get light-fingered individuals here from time to time. And now you know everything.
All right, I'm off to work. All right, what do you want me to do, buddy?
I'm supposed to report to you. I'm new here.
Excellent. Another young shoot ready to sprout and produce the delicious
It looks
fruits
like
of
Miller
labor.
Kreisel. I think this game ran out of face models.
What?
Oh, nothing, lad. I'm just admiring your youth and the joyful energy you surely bring with you. But that's not why you're here.
I was sent to ask what you want me to do.
You'll start today. Because why wait? There are a few hours left before the velvet blanket of night covers
Okay, this guy's
our
talky.
vineyard.
Of course. I'll get to work then.
Excellent. What enthusiasm. What vigor. As our youngest laborer, you will be in charge of the eternal battle against the weeds that choke our
Oh, boy,
beautiful
weeding.
plants. As soon as you spot one, imagine you're King David and uproot that evil from our land forever, just as he uprooted the Philistines from Israel.
If you hand me a slingshot, I can take on Goliath.
We hand out slingshots in autumn when we have trouble with
That
starlings.
was a metaphor.
Apart from that, you'll sometimes see a sack at the end of a row. In it are clippings and bad plants which you will take to the dung heap behind the winery here, where their earthly existence ends in the process known as decay.
All right. That doesn't sound too complicated. Weeding and organizing a funeral for some plants.
To tell the truth, lad, work in the vineyard isn't complicated, but it is hard. I therefore suggest you don the vintner's crown, a straw hat. Do you have any other questions?
Not really.
I'll get to it then.
May God bless your work. On you go, lad.
Okay, so weeding and carrying sacks to the manure pile. I can do that, so let's get busy. Alright, I've been at this for a while, several hours now, and time is up. It's time to get paid. Let's go find the man with the money. Alright, the bell rang, time is up. I'm here to get paid.
Ah, excellent. Our youngest laborer returns after a day surely filled with hard work.
I did the best I could.
Lad, just because I speak kindly doesn't make me a fool. On the contrary, I didn't see you making much of an effort today.
But I was working.
That's not what work looks like. You've disappointed me.
Excuse
You're not a
me,
young
I
shoot,
picked up
but a
weeds
stubborn
and I
weed
carried
that's blighting
sacks.
my
I don't
vineyard.
seem to understand.
Begone.
Okay, I'm coming back tonight. I'm stealing everything and I'm murdering all of you. Jip me for a day's wages, will you little asshole? Okay, so here's the plan. I just worked for this guy carrying sacks and pulling weeds, and he jipped me out of a day's wages and cheated me. So now I'm going to stand by this here wall. I'm going to wait until nighttime. I'm going to sneak back in, steal everything he owns, and I'm going to murder him. Good times. Ooh, I like that. Let's see, sulfur wicks. Alright, so it looks like the guy wasn't in there. I couldn't find him anywhere, so I'm gonna have to come back during the day and finish the job. Hey, buddy. This is for not paying me. Think you can get away with cheating me? Yeah, I don't think so. There we go. Problem solved. See ya later. Alright, so we stole everything, we found the secret, and I murdered the jackass. So let's talk to this guy.
Good day. What would you like?
Alright, I got what you want.
I'm back, and I've got the mysterious monastery incense. It looks like wood chips soaked in sulfur. It stinks a bit.
They were smoking barrels with this. Sulfur is the stink of hell, and this is a monastery vineyard.
Maybe there's another reason. The miners in Skalitz used to say where there's sulfur, it's easier to breathe. Healthier air.
But it stinks to high hell.
So do many noble delicacies, and they're still delicious.
I suppose you're right. I'll give it a try. I hope it doesn't make my wine weak. Here's your reward.
Interesting.
I added a bit more, as we agreed.
I almost forgot. I have the seedlings.
Ah! I'm curious what they'll grow into. You've made me doubly happy, Henry. So, here's a little something on top for you.
So apparently, burning sulfur wicks in wine barrels introduces some kind of sulfuric gas that kills bacteria. So I guess this is just some kind of early thing they've stumbled across where they're figuring out ways to disinfect their barrels and reuse them. Hey look, twins. Interesting.